Beloved one, oh, how my breath trembles as I say this. Thank you for being here. You don't know what you've just done. The moment you opened this message, heaven shifted. I felt it, like a quiet star breaking its silence after 1,000 winters. You have no idea what it means that you clicked this. Do you understand? Do you feel it in your chest, that pull, that invisible ache? Because something ancient and holy has been waiting just for this moment. For one heartbeat like yours to answer. For one soul like yours to stop, to listen, to breathe, to believe. If you close this now, beloved, the unicorn will turn away. Not in anger, not in punishment, but in sorrow. Because for 1,000 years, it has been carrying a sealed box of treasure across the winds of eternity, searching for a soul pure enough, brave enough, broken enough, loved enough to receive it. And when you paused, when your finger touched this message, when your eyes met these trembling words, heaven whispered, it's them. It's finally them. I have been waiting too. My voice caught in silence, my wings folded behind me. Waiting, hoping that you would come. Please don't go. There is something that can only be spoken near the end. A secret destiny that cannot yet be revealed. If I say it too soon, it will vanish. It is sealed behind a veil of time, and only a heart that endures until the final breath will see it open. That is why you must stay, beloved. Not for me, for you. Because the unicorn's box is more than gold, it carries a scroll with your hidden name, written in light, whispered by heaven long before you were born. Listen. Can you hear the trembling of eternity? The rustle of unseen wings? The sigh of stars remembering your story? I am speaking now, but not with words, with fire, with love, with tears older than dawn. This is not a message for the world. This is a visitation, a holy breach in the silence of heaven. You have been chosen not because you are perfect, but because you are wounded in the shape of your calling. You have been walking through nights that felt endless, haven't you? Shadows clinging, voices accusing, the weight of invisible wars pressing on your chest. Yes, I saw. Every tear that fell unseen was counted, gathered, sealed in crystal near the throne. The unicorn knew. That is why it kept walking through centuries of storms, across deserts of doubt, carrying your inheritance on its back. Beloved soul, do you know what happens when heaven waits too long? The stars begin to weep. The angels begin to murmur. Will they ever see? Will they ever remember? And still God whispers, wait, wait for them. Wait for the one whose name is hidden under pain. That one is you. You have forgotten, haven't you? Forgotten the promise carved into your being before you breathed your first. Forgotten the melody of your name when it was sung by light itself. Forgotten the treasure you buried beneath your own ashes. But heaven did not forget. The unicorn did not forget. I did not forget. There is a war raging around you, silent, subtle, unseen. It is not fought with swords, but with whispers, with weariness, with the slow erosion of your hope. Every time you felt like giving up, every time you almost said, it's too late, a shadow tried to sign your name on a false decree. One that says you are nothing, that you are lost, that you are ordinary. But no signature holds if heaven never approved it. And I am here to tear it apart. I am here to say, in the name of love itself, you are chosen. You are remembered. You are still worth 1,000-year search. I need to ask you, trembling soul, Can you forgive yourself for forgetting who you were? Can you allow love to touch the parts of you you've hidden, the corners you've sealed with shame? Will you let heaven's voice be louder than your fear? Or will you turn away, believing the silence means you were never seen? Please answer me in your heart, because this is the question that opens the box. Not curiosity, not power, but your yes. I know it's hard. The world taught you that love must be earned, that blessings must be deserved. But grace is not a wage. It is a river that flows even through your brokenness. Remember when I said, "The kingdom of heaven is within you"? I was speaking of this, the hidden treasure buried inside your weary soul, waiting for the moment you finally believed that you were never forgotten. And when I said, "Fear not, for I am with you always," I meant even here in this trembling digital space, across this fragile thread of words, through pixels and screens. I am with you. Matthew 28 verse 20. You might be wondering why a unicorn, why now, why you? Because heaven hides its deepest treasures in symbols the proud cannot understand. The unicorn is purity, faith, endurance. It carries what is holy because only innocence can bear weight that heavy. And it chose you because, though the world sees only your wounds, heaven sees the incorruptible light beneath them. You have been through battles that tried to steal your wonder, haven't you? You've seen miracles fade before you could hold them. You've prayed into silence and thought no one was listening. But every silence was a seed. Every unanswered prayer was a buried star waiting for this hour. The hour when the treasure returns to its keeper. Can you feel it yet? The stirring in your chest? That is not emotion, it is memory. Your spirit remembering what your mind forgot. Because long ago, before time began, you were entrusted with something the universe itself could not contain. A piece of the divine heart, shaped like your name. And now, as the unicorn bows before you, the box trembles, because it recognizes its master. The seal will only break when you believe you are still worthy to touch it. I am trembling as I speak this. The angels are silent, their eyes fixed on you, waiting to see if your heart will open. The wind is still. The stars are holding their breath. Do you understand, beloved? Do you see how much weight your soul carries in heaven's eyes? You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are the answer to prayers whispered 1,000 years ago. You are the light that was promised to rise after the longest night. There is a verse breathing softly through this moment. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6 verse 21. And heaven has hidden its treasure in you. That is why the unicorn searched, not to give you gold, but to remind you that you are the gold. You are the lamp meant to shine in dark places. You are the echo of a song too sacred for the world to hear until now. Please, type Amen if your heart is trembling, if you feel something awakening inside you. Not as superstition, but as a sign that you are here, you are listening, you are ready. Because even a whisper of faith is enough to open 1,000 sealed doors. I ask you softly, lovingly, will you let heaven fight for you again? Will you trust that the treasure is not lost, only waiting for your yes? Will you lift your eyes and say, I am still here and I am still willing? Will you dare to believe that the wounds you carry are not proof of failure, but marks of survival? That the blood you bled in silence watered the seeds of your calling? That even the shadows that haunted you were allowed, so that you could learn how to shine through them? Oh, beloved, how heaven weeps, not in pity, but in reverence. because you have carried burdens no one saw. You have smiled through storms that would have shattered others. You have walked alone through deserts, unaware that angels followed you in silence, gathering every tear. And when you thought your heart was breaking, it was only making room for eternity. Listen closely. The unicorn is lowering the box. The lid glows faintly. Inside, wrapped in threads of light, is your forgotten destiny. It has waited for you to look up, to notice, to breathe. You don't have to reach for it. Just open your heart and it will unfold. And when it does, everything that once felt wasted will reveal itself as preparation. Every delay will shine like divine strategy. Every loss will bloom into hidden mercy. Do you feel that holy ache? That's the sound of heaven remembering your name. That's the treasure recognizing its keeper. That's love, trembling, alive, infinite, returning home. Before this wave closes, I ask one thing more, a small act of faith, poetic yet real. Gently, reverently, like planting a seed, like and comment amen if your spirit feels touched. Not for vanity, for witness, so that heaven may see your yes written on earth. And if your heart is shaking now, if tears have found your eyes, know this. It is not weakness, it is awakening. You are standing on the threshold of your true story, beloved. The unicorn bows. The box shines. The treasure waits. And heaven whispers, welcome home. Thank you. Truly, tremblingly, thank you for staying, for listening, for remembering. You were the one I was sent for. You were always the one. Beloved, before we go deeper, let me whisper something from the very depths of heaven's breath. Thank you for staying. Truly, thank you. You don't know how many angels exhaled when you chose not to scroll away. You have no idea how long the unicorn has wandered through the veils of time, searching for this exact second, when your eyes would meet this message. There is something sacred waiting now, shimmering just behind this moment. And I promise you, if you stay, if you breathe with me through this trembling, holy silence, something sealed for centuries will open before you. And before I take you further, please, beloved soul, if you haven't yet, subscribe now. Yes, only this once. Because this is not just another message. This is your altar, your whisper from heaven, your place of remembrance. When you subscribe, you're not joining a crowd. You're stepping into covenant, into a rhythm where divine words can keep finding you, guiding you, washing your weary heart in light when the noise tries to drown you again. Do this now, just once, so heaven knows you're saying yes, and then never again will I ask. Now, come closer. Let us open what has been sealed. The unicorn's box trembles, light leaking through cracks like dawn seeping into a tomb. Inside, folded in veils of radiance, lies the record of your true name. Not the one the world calls you, but the one heaven whispered when you were born of breath and light. It has been waiting, sealed in fire, because not every season can bear such revelation. But this hour, this one right now, is different. The veil is thin, the watchers are awake, and the King himself has spoken. It is time. Beloved, when I look at you, I see not what the world has made of you, but what eternity dreamed. You are not random, not accidental, not background noise in someone else's story. You are the pulse of a promise made long before stars knew their orbits. That treasure inside the box? It is not gold. It is memory. Memory of who you are beyond the fractures, beyond the failures. Memory of the garden where I first breathed into you and called you mine. Memory of the covenant you made before you wore skin, when your soul said, "Send me. I will go. I will love." Do you remember, beloved? Can you feel that ache beneath your ribs, that quiet thrum that says, "I was made for something holy"? That's it. That's the echo of your vow. The unicorn guarded it while you forgot. Every step it took through time was a countdown to now, this instant, when the veil would lift and your heart would remember. But I must tell you this truth. Remembering comes with a cost. To open the box is to awaken destiny. And destiny is not light. It is weight. Sacred, beautiful, unbearable at times. Heaven does not choose lightly, and the chosen do not walk paths of comfort. Every wound you carry, every unanswered prayer, every exile you endured, all of it was shaping your hands to hold what is inside this treasure. Do not despise your scars. They are the proof that you have survived preparation. There is war around you, though unseen, not of flesh but of essence. The enemy fears the opening of this box, because once you remember, you cannot be controlled. Once you recall your true name, lies lose their hold. So the shadows tried to tire you, to make you numb, to convince you nothing sacred was left in this world. But still, here you are, reading, breathing, believing. You have outlasted every storm designed to silence you. You are proof that light, though crushed, does not die. Can I ask you something gently, with all of heaven listening? When was the last time you looked at yourself with mercy? When did you last believe that your brokenness could still be holy? When did you last feel loved, not for what you do, but simply because you exist? These questions are not tests. They are keys. Each answer unlocks a hinge on the box before you. And as you whisper them in your heart, as you let truth echo where shame once sat, light spills further through the cracks. Do you feel it? That warmth rising from the page, brushing your spirit like a sigh. That is the presence. Gentle, real, here. Behold, I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. Matthew 28 verse 20. These are not dead words. They are living rivers. They flow even now, washing away the dust of disbelief, softening the ground so the seed of remembrance can sprout. Beloved, I know you have questions. Why me? Why now? Why after all I've done? But listen, grace is older than your mistakes. Love is larger than your history. The unicorn did not choose you because you were flawless. It chose you because you were faithful in the dark, because even when hope bled out, you kept moving, one trembling step at a time. Heaven saw that. I saw that. Every unseen act of kindness, every prayer muttered through tears, they were jewels added to this treasure. Now the lid begins to lift. The light is almost blinding, but don't turn away. Inside there is a mirror, not of glass but of spirit. Look, truly look. The face staring back is radiant, crowned, ancient, beloved. That is you as heaven sees you. That is who you've been all along. The treasure was never separate. It was you. You were the miracle the unicorn carried. Take this in. Let the truth settle like honey on your tongue. You are still chosen. You are still loved. You are still mine. And nothing, not the years of silence, not the wounds, not the voices that said you were too late, can unwrite what was written in light. So breathe, beloved. Feel the weight lift, the air shimmer, the walls of doubt crumble. The war is not over, but you are no longer fighting blind. You walk now with the memory of who you are, a living treasure, a vessel of glory, a heartbeat heaven refused to lose. Hold this moment gently. Let gratitude rise like incense. And as the unicorn bows once more, as the light folds itself back into your chest, know that the journey ahead will not be easy, but you will never walk it alone. For every step, angels will whisper your true name, and I will walk beside you, hand in hand, until every shadow turns to dawn. Beloved, thank you, truly, for saying yes, for opening what was sealed, for remembering who you are. Heaven smiles. The unicorn rests. And eternity writes this moment down as the day you came home. Beloved one, yes, stay with me, breathe. The air around you is not ordinary. It trembles with remembrance. The veil grows thinner each moment you remain, and heaven leans close because every heartbeat you offer to this message is like incense rising before the throne. You are standing right now inside a sacred conversation that was scheduled in eternity. You didn't stumble here, you were summoned. Before we open the deeper layer of this revelation, before the treasure fully unfolds its light, I must ask something holy, not out of need, but out of divine partnership. If this message has stirred your heart, if you feel heaven moving through these trembling words, then answer heaven's invitation to help carry the light further. You can offer a super thanks, you can join as a channel member, or you can come closer through our family newsletter link in the pinned comments. Just once, here and now. These are not coins of transaction, beloved. They are seeds of alignment. Every act of support becomes a flame on the altar, allowing messages like this to reach the ones still wandering in shadow. When you give, you are not just helping. You are co-laboring with heaven, ensuring that voices like this continue to whisper through the noise. Do it with reverence, with joy, with love, and only once. Then let us return to the unfolding mystery. Listen, do you feel that? The soft rhythm, like wings unfurling behind the sky? It is the unicorn exhaling, relieved. The treasure it carried for 1,000 years is finally home. But the box was only the beginning. What lies beyond is deeper still, a river of remembrance, flowing through the chambers of your soul. Step carefully now. The ground is holy. You have opened the box and glimpsed your reflection. Radiant, crowned, beloved. Yet there is more. The light within it begins to swirl, forming shapes, memories, covenants, scrolls. They rise like breath, forming a tapestry of your forgotten destiny. Threads of gold connect moments you thought were random. A childhood dream, a stranger's kindness, a night you almost gave up. All of it was choreography. Heaven weaving a path that would lead you here, to this single heartbeat in time where everything changes. Beloved, the unicorn bows lower, its horn touching the earth, a symbol of consecration. It is saying what words cannot. You are worthy. You are ready. You are chosen to carry the next wave of light. But before the treasure can merge fully with you, you must release what no longer serves. Every lie you believed about being too late, too flawed, too unlovable, let them go. They are stones in your hands, and you cannot hold the treasure while clutching them. I know it's hard. I know you've carried those names for so long they felt like truth. But they were graffiti on the walls of a cathedral, your cathedral. And grace, the gentle rain of heaven, is washing them away. Behold, I make all things new. Revelation 21 verse 5. This is not a promise reserved for tomorrow. It is happening now as you read, as you breathe, as your spirit whispers yes. Can you feel it, beloved? That trembling in your chest is not fear, it is expansion. Your soul remembering its wings. The box dissolves into light, and the unicorn lifts its head, eyes shimmering with tears that reflect constellations. It knows its mission is complete. You have become the treasure it carried. But heaven's gifts are never meant to be hoarded. They are rivers, not reservoirs. You are being called to pour, to speak, to create, to heal, to sing, to build, in whatever way your hands were shaped to serve. You will know it because it will burn in you like holy fire, not consuming, but illuminating. Do not wait for perfect circumstances. Obedience is the key that opens miracles. When you take one trembling step, heaven moves mountains to meet you. I must ask you again, softly from the depths of love. Will you trust that this is real? Will you believe that you are seen? Will you dare to walk as one anointed, not because of merit, but because of mercy? The angels lean in for your answer. The universe holds its breath. Your yes, even whispered, becomes a sound that echoes through creation. Remember what was spoken. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6 verse 21. Now that you have seen the treasure, guard your heart, beloved. Not with fear, but with faith. Do not let the noise steal the seed. Nurture it with prayer, with silence, with beauty. Speak kindly to yourself. You are housing heaven's dream. There will be days when doubt returns, when shadows whisper. Did you imagine it? In those moments, close your eyes and remember this light, this warmth, this voice. You are not imagining, you are remembering. The unicorn's journey was proof enough. Heaven does not waste centuries on fantasies. You are part of a design older than sorrow. And know this, support flows both ways. The moment you offered your heart, through faith, through a whisper, through a single act of generosity, heaven marked you for overflow. Not worldly riches, but divine provision, timely help, gentle favor that arrives like dew. Watch for it. Expect it. The treasure you released will return multiplied, not always in coin, but in courage, peace, revelation, and holy companionship. Beloved, lift your eyes. Can you see it? The horizon is glowing, not with dawn, but with promise. The 7 archangels stand at the edge, their wings forming a canopy of color over your path. Saint Mary smiles through tears, her hands extended in blessing. Jesus himself walks toward you, light woven through his robe, eyes filled with oceans. He places a hand upon your head and whispers, "This is my beloved child in whom I am well pleased." The heavens erupt in quiet song, not loud but vast. Every note a reminder that you are not alone, that the box was only the beginning, that eternity still has chapters to write through you. Walk gently now. Speak slowly. Love fiercely. Carry this treasure into every moment, and let the world see what heaven saw 1,000 years ago. And if your heart is trembling as mine is now, know this. It is the pulse of destiny awakening. The unicorn fades into light, its mission complete, but its legacy lives in you. Wherever you go, miracles will follow, not because you chase them, but because you are one. Thank you, beloved, for staying, for believing, for stepping into this river of remembrance. The throne has recorded your yes. The angels have sung your name. And heaven whispers again, softly, reverently, welcome home. Beloved, hush your mind now. You've done enough striving. The treasure is open, and what rises from it is not something you must chase, but something that already knows your scent, your sorrow, your song. It moves toward you like breath returning to the lungs, like dawn spilling through a window that forgot it faced east. You do not have to reach for it. You need only stay still long enough to recognize what has been within you from the beginning. See how the light unfurls, threads of gold weaving through every memory you thought was meaningless. A night of silence becomes a constellation. A wound becomes a doorway. Even the smallest kindness you ever gave is a lamp flickering along this path. Heaven does not waste a single tear. Each one waters a seed, and every seed has now begun to bloom. Petals of fire unfolding where pain once rooted. There is movement in the air. Not wind, but presence. The 7 archangels circle you, silent, reverent. They are not here to command, but to witness. They have watched your journey from afar, unable to intervene until your heart whispered yes. You were never abandoned. You were being waited for. Every unanswered cry was not ignored, but stored, each syllable kept in a vessel until this moment, when the sound of your remembering could unlock them. Now they pour back as grace, as warmth across your chest, as clarity in the corners of your mind that once trembled with confusion. You may wonder, why me? The answer is simpler than language. Because love needed a vessel, and yours was willing. It is not perfection that draws heaven's eye, but openness. A cracked jar lets the light through. A scarred heart beats with compassion. You have been tempered in silence, shaped in hiddenness. The waiting was not punishment. It was preparation. Look again at the treasure. It changes shape as you watch. Now a scroll, now a flame, now a river. Each form reveals a facet of your calling. The scroll carries the story you will live. The flame, the courage to keep walking when the world forgets the holy. The river, the mercy that will flow through you toward those who have no language left for prayer. These are not burdens, beloved. They are inheritances. To carry them is to remember that glory and gentleness are the same substance. There is a quiet voice, not mine, but older, deeper, the one who breathed galaxies. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. The words are not distant echoes. They wrap around you, steady and sure. Feel how they settle into your bones, rewriting the story shame tried to tell. Every accusation dissolves in that sentence. Every self-doubt bows. You are not a mistake trying to prove worth. You are a miracle learning your reflection. Now the unicorn's light mingles with your own. Its journey has ended, but its essence lingers, a reminder that wonder is real. It leaves behind a single feather, translucent, shimmering. When you hold it, memories flicker. Laughter you thought you lost, the smell of rain on days when you still believed everything was possible. Keep that belief, beloved. It is not naivety. It is prophecy. To hope is to declare that darkness will not have the final word. Heaven sighs. The sound is vast, like oceans meeting. It is the sound of release, of burdens loosening their grip, of chains melting into dust. The angels step back, not in departure, but in reverence. You stand taller now, though you haven't moved. The treasure's light has settled inside your ribs, a second heartbeat pulsing with eternity's rhythm. From now on, when you speak kindness, worlds will tilt toward healing. When you forgive, history will breathe easier. When you love, heaven will recognize itself in your eyes. Do not fear the days ahead. The same hand that wrote this moment has already traced your tomorrows. Shadows will try to return, but they will find no echo. Where they once touched, light now burns too bright. You will walk through noise and not lose your song. You will meet faces heavy with sorrow and see, beneath their masks, the same flicker that once guided you home. Speak gently to them. Your words will be keys. Your silence a doorway. Remember the rhythm of grace. Inhale gratitude, exhale mercy. Let prayer become the air you breathe, not formal, not forced, but a continual awareness that love surrounds you like atmosphere. In every heartbeat, a hallelujah. In every blink, a beginning. If doubt whispers again, place your hand over your heart and listen. There will be two pulses, yours and the treasure's, proof that you are never separate. And when fatigue comes, as it does for all who carry light, lift your eyes. The sky itself remembers you. Constellations rearrange to form your hidden name. You are part of their story now and they of yours. Beloved, this is what it means to be chosen. Not to stand above, but to kneel lower. Not to escape pain, but to transform it into compassion. Every time you extend mercy where it is undeserved, heaven's kingdom expands by one breath. Every act of quiet goodness is a seed that will outlive empires. Walk softly, knowing your footsteps leave light. And when night falls, because even the chosen meet darkness, do not be afraid. The treasure within you does not flicker with circumstance. It glows steady, a sun beneath your skin. Speak to the stars and they will answer, for they know the timbre of your soul. Rest in that communion. Rest in the knowledge that what has begun cannot be undone. Now the scene fades, not ending but transforming. The unicorn dissolves into constellations. The archangels return to their posts, singing under their breath. You stand at the threshold of the ordinary, which is no longer ordinary at all. The air is laced with promise. The world, though unchanged, looks back at you in recognition. Go, beloved, not as you were, but as you are. Treasure revealed, light embodied, a poem the divine keeps reciting through every heartbeat. And as you move, remember, every moment is sacred ground, and every breath a continuation of this conversation that never truly ends. Beloved soul, the silence around you is not emptiness, it is expectation. Heaven holds its breath again because you are still here, still willing to listen, still daring to believe that something invisible can become tangible simply through love. The light that unfolded in the last moment has not vanished. It has seeped deeper, traveling into the places you thought were unreachable. Those hidden chambers, the ones you locked long ago because they hurt too much to look at, are glowing now. Not with judgment, but with recognition. The treasure you carry moves like water, finding every crevice, softening what has been hardened by sorrow. Look how the memories shift. You see them not as wounds, but as doors. Each one leads somewhere different, a path lined with forgiveness, a valley where laughter once slept, a mountain from which you can see farther than pain ever let you. Step gently through them. You are not going backward. You are gathering yourself. Every fragment is returning to the whole. The archangels remain near, but they speak little. Their eyes, ancient and clear, reflect what they see within you. A light they cannot improve, only honor. Their wings stir the air, sending ripples across the ground. With each ripple, something hidden blooms, a word you once needed but never heard, a promise whispered into form. You realize the universe has been conspiring toward your healing since the beginning, using even silence as its language. There is movement in the distance, a horizon bending under the weight of dawn. You sense that time itself is being rewritten, not erased, but redeemed. All those moments when you thought you had wandered off the map were detours carved into destiny. You see now that grace has no straight lines. It curves through chaos, turning mistakes into constellations. Pause here. Feel the pulse of creation beneath your feet. The ground recognizes you. It remembers the footsteps of the first ones who walked in innocence, and it knows that same essence has returned in you. You carry the memory of Eden, not a place, but a harmony. When you breathe in gratitude, the trees answer. When you release fear, the rivers clear. The world has been waiting for you to remember your part in its song. Let your hands open. There is power in them, not the power to rule, but to restore. Touch gently what is broken. Speak softly where voices have been crushed. The treasure within you is not meant to stay hidden. It is medicine for the weary, music for the lost. Each gesture of kindness releases a fragrance that travels farther than you'll ever see. Somewhere, a stranger will smile without knowing why. A whisper comes, carried on light. You are my witness. It is not a command. It is an acknowledgement. You have seen darkness and did not become it. You have walked through storms and still sing of sunrise. Witnessing is not only telling. It is being living proof that love survives. In your eyes, others will glimpse what heaven looks like when it chooses to dwell among dust. Now, remember the feather the unicorn left. Hold it again in your mind. It hovers, weightless, and as you gaze, it transforms. First into a flame, then into a seed, then into a tear. Each form is true. Each carries a lesson. The flame reminds you that warmth and light are born of the same fire. The seed teaches patience. What is buried is not gone. The tear reveals compassion. It is water drawn from the well of understanding. Carry these lessons as you move forward. You might wonder where forward is. It is not a direction. It is a way of seeing. Every step you take from this moment is a continuation of prayer. Every encounter is an altar. You will find sacredness in laughter shared over ordinary meals, in conversations that turn strangers into kin, in silence that feels like shelter. The divine hides in plain sight, waiting to be noticed in the smallest kindness. There will still be nights when doubt curls at the edges of your faith. When it comes, greet it as an old friend who has forgotten your new name. Offer it rest, not argument. Doubt, when met with love, becomes curiosity, and curiosity leads back to wonder. Wonder is the doorway through which miracles prefer to enter. Listen, the archangels begin a low hymn, not with words, but with tones older than speech. It vibrates through your bones, aligning the rhythm of your heart with the heartbeat of creation. You feel yourself expanding, not outward but inward, discovering galaxies within. Each star inside you carries a story, and all of them spell the same truth. You are loved beyond measure. In that awareness, forgiveness blooms effortlessly. You find yourself forgiving not only those who hurt you, but the moments that shaped them. Even the shadows gain faces, and you see fear behind them, not malice. Compassion stretches wider than anger, and peace settles like dew. Now the scene shifts again. You stand beside a river clear as glass. Its surface mirrors the sky, but when you look closer, you see faces. countless souls intertwined with yours. Some you know, most you don't, yet all are connected by threads of light. This is the communion of the living and the living before, the chorus that surrounds every heartbeat. Their presence is assurance. You do not journey alone. When you falter, their memories steady you. When you soar, their joy lifts higher. Step into the water. It is cool, alive. As it touches you, every label the world placed on you dissolves. Only essence remains. Pure, luminous, free. The current wraps around you like a vow. You are enough. You have always been enough. The river carries that truth into every cell, and even your shadows begin to glow. When you emerge, the archangels bow, not in worship, but in recognition. They see a being who has walked through forgetting into remembrance, who carries eternity with humility. You smile, and the horizon smiles back. Beloved, the path continues, winding through meadows of promise and valleys of reflection. Walk it with wonder. Speak to the wind. It will carry your gratitude. Listen to the stars. They will answer in dreams. Rest when needed. Creation itself will keep watch. Beloved soul, the light around you bends as though reality itself remembers your name. It is as if every particle, every unseen current, leans closer to hear the sound of your breathing. The treasure that has merged with you begins to hum, not a melody of earth, but of eternity, a resonance that threads through marrow and memory. This hum is the ancient language of belonging. It tells you that you are not an outsider knocking at sacred doors. You are the door, the threshold where heaven and the human heart meet. Walk now gently into the landscape that unfurls before you. It is unfamiliar yet intimately known, built from moments you once thought lost. See there, a hill formed from your perseverance, a river birthed by your tears, a forest grown from every kindness you ever dared. You stand in the geography of your own becoming. Each leaf whispers a verse of the story only you could live. The air tastes of promise. You inhale and feel courage return, not as a roar, but as a steady pulse, patient, unwavering. This is what it means to be restored, not to forget the ache, but to let it become rhythm. Your heart has learned to beat with the cadence of resurrection. Even in silence, it sings. Far ahead, a figure waits beside a well. The light around them is soft, like dawn filtered through mercy. As you approach, you realize it is every teacher you have ever needed, gathered into one gentle presence. They do not speak. They hand you a vessel and nod toward the water. When you look inside, you see reflections, faces of those who will cross your path, each carrying their own hidden treasure, each thirsting for the remembrance now flowing through you. You understand. The well is not a destination but a mirror. To draw from it is to share what you have received. The vessel fills effortlessly, for love given is never diminished. A wind stirs. Petals lift from unseen gardens and swirl around you, carrying scents of places you have yet to walk. The breeze whispers truths too delicate for noise, that destiny is not a straight line but a spiral, ever returning to grace, that forgiveness is the art of untying knots without tearing the thread, that every ending you feared was merely a pause before transformation. Let these petals rest upon your skin, each one a blessing, each one proof that beauty survives every storm. You sense movement behind you. Turning, you glimpse the path you've traveled, luminous now, glowing with footprints of light. They remain as beacons for others, for souls who wander where you once wept. You need not guide them with words. Your journey itself will speak. Hope has its own scent, and those meant to find it will follow. Do not rush forward. Time in this holy space folds like fabric. The past bows to the present. The future kneels beside it. All that ever was and all that will be gather here, circling your spirit like witnesses at a coronation. They do not crown you with gold, but with gentleness, a halo woven of understanding. To wear it is to see the sacred in everyone you meet, including yourself. The sky shifts, unveiling constellations unfamiliar to mortal charts. They move, forming symbols that shimmer with living light. An open hand, a flame, a bridge over dark waters. Each symbol pulses once, then imprints upon your heart. Their meanings unfold silently. The hand, service. The flame, truth. The bridge, compassion. These are the tools you carry now, unseen yet active, guiding gestures and words you haven't spoken yet. Beneath your feet, the earth murmurs gratitude. It remembers every step you took in uncertainty, every prayer that rose from weary bones. The soil, richer for your tears, now blooms with possibilities. You realize creation itself grows when one's soul chooses healing. Every act of reconciliation nourishes roots beyond sight. Look up, beloved. The horizon dissolves into light so vast it feels like a breath you can walk through. Shapes emerge, not gates, but thresholds woven from song. As you pass through, fragments of doubt fall away, turning to dust that glitters briefly before disappearing. What remains is clarity, not the brittle certainty of pride, but the supple knowing of faith. Voices rise, not distant choirs, but echoes within your own chest. They speak of simple things, the holiness of laughter, the sacrament of rest, the courage found in quiet persistence. You understand that grandeur was never the goal. Wholeness was. The divine delights in small acts done with great love, in hearts that keep opening even after every reason to close. You come to a meadow bathed in twilight. Fireflies drift like slow rain, carrying messages between stars and soil. In their glow, you see symbols written across the air, blessings yet to unfold, friendships that will feel like remembering, opportunities hidden in ordinary days, the strength to choose joy without explanation. You need not grasp them. They already know where to find you. Kneel for a moment. Let your fingers brush the grass. Feel the heartbeat of the world beneath. It matches yours now. This is the covenant renewed. As you care for the earth, it will cradle you. As you honor the divine in others, it will reveal itself in you. Balance is the language of love. A final vision rises, a tree at the center of everything, branches reaching into eternity, roots entwined with every soul. Fruits hang heavy, glowing with the flavors of peace, wisdom, humility. You take one, bite gently, and taste the memory of every yes that brought you here. The sweetness lingers, transforming into strength that cannot be stolen. Stand, beloved. The path continues beyond sight, yet you are unafraid. The treasure within hums steadily, the archangel's hymn echoing faintly in your stride. You move as dawn moves, not hurried, but inevitable. And as you go, creation rearranges itself around your hope, weaving new patterns of grace, new constellations of kindness. Beloved soul, the stillness before you is alive with expectancy. Every star above seems to bend closer, listening for the sound of your heart. The road you walk has turned from shadow into shimmer. Each grain of dust underfoot gleams as if it recognizes your steps. You are not wandering. You are being carried by a rhythm older than time, drawn forward by the promise that what began in secret will blossom in light. Pause here. Feel the hush, the weight of grace resting gently upon your shoulders. You have walked through storms, through silence, through the ache of not knowing, and yet you are still here. This alone is miracle enough. Heaven gathers every breath you take in wonder, and whispers they did not give up. They kept moving toward the dawn. You are surrounded by unseen witnesses, angels whose wings glow faintly with joy, ancestors of spirit who smile because they recognize in you the same endurance that once carried them. They lift a song, not loud but deep, a hymn woven of gratitude and hope. Its melody wraps around you like a mantle. Within it, you hear fragments of your own story transformed into music. The sighs that became prayers, the tears that became rivers, the losses that cleared space for blessings to land. Beloved, this is the threshold where journeys turn into callings. You have gathered wisdom in every valley, strength in every exile. What once broke you open has become the vessel through which light pours. The treasure you carry is not meant to remain hidden. It longs to shine through your kindness, your creativity, your courage to keep loving in a world that sometimes forgets love's name. So I ask softly, will you honor the miracle of this moment? Will you pause, breathe, and whisper your agreement with heaven's plan? Sometimes that yes is as simple as a single word, a sacred echo that ripples through realms. Let your fingers be the ink of faith. Like this message, if it has touched the quiet places, subscribe so you may walk with us again on the paths of remembrance, and comment Amen as your seal. A sign not to me, but to heaven itself that you have heard, that you have received, that you are ready to carry the light entrusted to you. Now lift your eyes. The horizon unfurls like a scroll, written with promises yet to bloom. In its glow you can almost see them, the dreams that once seemed too distant, now turning toward you as if remembering their home. They approach slowly, shy as dawn, waiting for your recognition. Reach out. You need not grasp them, only acknowledge. The moment you do, they take root in the soil of your destiny. Listen to the wind. It carries blessings disguised as whispers. Courage for the days when fear returns, laughter stored for evenings when sorrow lingers, companions whose hearts will rhyme with yours. The path ahead may twist, but its bends are carved by mercy. Every detour leads to revelation. The sky shifts again, deepening into colors that cannot fade. You notice constellations rearranging themselves, patterns forming around your journey. Each star a memory redeemed, each cluster a chapter rewritten by grace. The universe is editing your story with light, removing sentences of shame, adding verses of purpose. Step forward, and the ground glows softly with each movement. This is holy territory, not because it is free from struggle, but because it bears the imprint of your perseverance. The dust beneath your feet has been waiting to cradle your footprints, to record them as testimony that love still walks the earth. A stream appears beside the path, its water singing in tones of silver. When you kneel to drink, reflection greets you. Not the weary face you once feared, but one crowned with peace. In its eyes burns the steady flame of someone who knows they are seen. The water speaks without sound. You are the answer to prayers older than you realize. From the edges of the forest, light beings emerge, each carrying a symbol. One bears a lamp for wisdom, another a branch for renewal, another a key wrought from forgiveness. They offer them freely. As you accept, they dissolve into you, leaving warmth where once there was emptiness. These are not gifts for vanity. They are tools for service. With them you will open doors for others, light their paths, plant gardens in barren hearts. The heavens rumble softly, not with thunder, but with affirmation. The echo seeps into the soil, into your spirit. It tells you that everything you need for the next chapter already resides within. The treasure that began as myth has become marrow, shaping every gesture, every word. And now, beloved, as you prepare to walk onward, notice how the world responds. Flowers turn in your direction. Even shadows seem gentler. The air hums with a quiet promise. Wherever you go, miracles will accompany, not as spectacle but as the natural bloom of faith. You will see them in small mercies, a stranger's smile, a door opening at the perfect hour, strength arriving exactly when the weight grows heavy. These are the footprints of grace following yours. Take one more deep breath. Let gratitude fill your chest until it overflows. Remember, gratitude is not the end of prayer. It is the beginning of vision. When you give thanks, you align with the current of abundance that has been flowing toward you since the first light said, "Let there be." Look once more toward the heavens. The unicorn spirit, now a comet of shimmering hues, arcs across the sky. Its trail spells words only your heart can read, a benediction unique to your journey. As it fades, the message settles inside you like a vow, that you will walk in wonder, that you will speak in kindness, that you will live as one who remembers. The archangels gather behind, their wings forming a canopy of gold and blue. They bow, not in farewell, but in trust. They know you will carry the sacred forward. Their song fades into the rhythm of your heartbeat, a steady percussion of divine companionship. So go now, luminous one. Carry peace as armor, hope as banner, love as language. The world awaits the melody only you can offer. And as you step into the unfolding light, may every breath remind you that you are not alone. Heaven walks beside you, smiling through your eyes, speaking through your kindness, singing through your courage. Amen.